Hi, everybody. This is Jeffrey with Ripe Color,
This is Nancy Jean in the garden.
this is your reading for December 18th. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. We dually read on 5 energies for the collective. The energies being mind, body, spirit, grounding, and clarity. I read tarot cards, and Nancy Jean reads from her garden with crystals. And then we combine the readings and come up with, I don't know, interesting things to say. That's why you're here, isn't it?
That's right. We intrigue, the daily duo intrigues you.
The intriguing daily duo. I like that. So furthermore, both Nancy and I offer private readings. We also offer, we both offer physical goods in the physical world. I design and manufacture one-of-a-kind scarves, textiles, t-shirts, etc. I also offer IET, which is a healing modality. Nancy has channeled this medium garden. So she sells garden. So it comes with the garden, which is, you know, a piece of fabric, a grid with 5 crystals and instructions. So
yes,
that you can
this is a grid. It's individually designed. This one belongs to a lady who runs a nursing home, and I can't go there because of COVID lockdown, but what can I say? Whenever I get well, somebody over there has it. So anyway, she'll get it eventually. It's been hanging here since last September.
Wow.
Sign of our times. When we read about the collective, the reason we kind of went in that direction is because that works better for my garden. But if I read for a person individually, I can read for them from the garden, but it reads a little differently. Each of the spaces on here has a meaning and a name. And in the months I was developing this, my guides were waking me up every night telling me what the spaces meant, and I had to write it all down. I've got a whole little book. But needless to say, I will interpret it for you today, and we will tie it together with what Jeffrey sees. And sometimes we see the same stuff, and sometimes it'll say, you can go this way, you can go this way. Which way are you going? So Jeffrey's shuffling away, and I love the sound of shuffling cards because that's what I did for years. And I am
actually I'm not really shuffling. I actually have a tape recorder that sounds like I'm shuffling.
Oh,
now
okay.
You know.
That's who now you know the truth. He never moves the cards. Okay. Interesting.
Two 5s.
Spirit.
So before I even start in the
right,
I'm getting a whole something is really changing, and you feel like you've been working really hard on something, and you're ready to move into the next space. You're ready to like let go of whatever that was and move into something new. Like I'm getting that right away. Okay.
Right.
Now, let me read them individually, like I usually do. Okay. So for body, you know, you're supported. At the end of the day, you're supported. Like that's what I'm getting. You're supported. There's a path. You're supported by not only by like people around you, community, your family, you know, maybe your business, but you're supported by spirit. Like that's really the thing. Now for mind, I get like this. Here we go. The spiritual quest. This, to me, this is a spiritual quest. Is he leaving? Yes. Is he going somewhere? Yes. So it's not either or. I always feel like it's both. And it's interesting because the full moon is coming tomorrow, but this card is like an eclipse, a full moon. It's all those to me. And, you know, it's almost like a season is over. There's a certain season that's over. And he's ready to be more satisfied because he's heading toward the 9, right? He's heading toward making his wishes come true. Not that there was anything wrong with this. It was fine. It served his purpose, and none of them are overturned. But he wants more. He wants something more fulfilling. And then for spirit, I get, you know, I feel like you're really right at the end of a burden, and ready to let go of it, right? It's a completion of something. and you're ready to like say, oh, and the reason I say that is because the next two cards that I get are both fives. And five is really the card right in the middle. It's of change. This could be a lot of things. It could be too many cooks in the kitchen. So, in a lot of ways, like the traditional meaning, really kind of holds true for me in this card, which is, I mean, it's supposedly it's a card of chaos, but it's really for me, it's like five different people speaking five different languages and nobody understands each other and everybody just wants to be heard. And that could be like an internal thing.
Right.
Like yourself, like part of, you're the practical side, you want to do this, and the spiritual part, you want to do that. And then this is what other people are saying. And it's all that. It's all this chaos that I think you're ready to let go of, right? And move into something else. And then this also can sometimes be like a little bit of a conflict with people. And it's like, well, you know what? I used to stand with you and I used to believe what you believe, but I don't really believe that anymore. And I don't really feel like I need to be part of your group or participate or like, I think we're sort of, it's time for us to part ways. There's a certain energy of like parting ways here to move on to something more fulfilling, larger, more abundant. That's what I get.
Well, very, very close. Very, very weird. When a stone falls between two spaces, I have to read the spaces it falls in. This one landed right in the middle of fire, water, air, and earth. That means that something's happening so fundamental to us, and it's going to clarify for us what we need to do and where we need to go. The way this reads is, be sure your thoughts are clear. Use the ideas you carry from your past and past life solutions. So learn from what you've learned from. You have many paths ahead of you, but the correct one will become very, very clear. And you have all the clarity you need. Follow the one path. This is telling you you're heading into the new one path. But it's so core to what we are that it's at the very, very center of the grid. And it landed right there.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
then,
that's what this is about.
Right. That's what that's about. And then the mind is there. And that mind, when it's in fire, it means do not become tied to the false energy of the past. So that's the out of here card too, the 8. I'm gone. Your values are moving up. They're not completely formed. That's why that's why you have to listen to all the messages out of all this area. The clarity is there, but it's not yet. Your ability to see it, your ability to tie it to your value system and to how you're grounded is not yet there. Then the body card, the body stone, is split exactly between air, which is where we're moving out to, from earth, which is where we rise up from. And it's saying physical changes are coming. The earth is offering you a chance to change physically. But what air is saying is, ground your thoughts. Don't fly off too quickly. Don't move too quickly. Take your time, get to where you need to go. Then fascinatingly enough, spirit ended up with third eye, throat, and the path forward. So your spirit is what's going to be moving you. And when it's involved with the third eye, my vision that I had when I was actually, my guides took me in dreams into each of these spaces. And this was a village full of huts, somewhere in the water, somewhere on stilts, somewhere up in the hills. None of them had doors nor windows, but I could see into and around all of them in that space. So what I came out understanding is spirit helps your vision see around corners and see where you need to go. That the throat expresses for you, spirit shines through your own expression. So listen to the things you're telling yourself in your own mind and what you're saying to other people, because its very tip goes into the path forward. And the path forward, when spirit is there, it means balance your energies and you're moving ahead. So this is below here is all the stuff you talked about letting go, reconsidering, figuring out what your values are. As soon as you have them, embody them, and then you have all the ability to move forward. This is going to be an interesting day. A lot of people are going to be saying, I don't want this anymore, or I choose to stay here with it. It's going to be a day of a lot of
Yeah, and I
decisions.
feel like a lot of this has to do with, because this is the burden, right?
Right,
I also feel like a lot of this has to do with conflict with, or past conflict with, or maybe even just in your head with people around you. And it's like, I don't really want to be involved in this. I
right.
don't really want to be involved in gossip. I don't really want to be involved in you're right, I'm wrong. And I don't really want to be involved in it. You know, I have bigger fish to fry.
Right. And what you're going to find is if you really listen to your intuition, because our intuition works in a way that it really does see around corners, and it really does see into houses with no windows and doors. I mean, we see the inside. The other thing I learned in doing the visions for each one of these is whenever a structure showed up, it meant human form.
Hmm,
Whenever anything was out in the open air, that was spirit.
that's interesting.
So, and when you read it, it took me, trust me, I was about 10 spaces in before I went, oh, that's what that means. But this really means that as soon as we speak the truth we see, even if we don't see with our own eyes, that we just know, as soon as we speak that, that's the path forward.
Wow, beautiful.
So, got anything else you want? You want a flower? You want a surrender card? What do you want?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think we need to know what we need to surrender to get to this place.
Not a scarf, I hope.
Not a scarf. And don't ever give up your garden, your plants. These surrender deck, I love this deck. It's always been spot on for me. And I actually have it in my phone. And when I do phone readings, I can shuffle this deck in my phone and the person says stop, and that becomes the card I send them on their smartphone
That's really clever.
to wrap up the reading. Oh, perfect. Surrender to silence. It says, a quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you.
When you said enter the stillness within, that's what this is.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's like, get rid of all this crap, feel the new values that are growing up inside yourself, and tune your body in, and then go for the spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, very interesting. All right.
Okay. So if you, like I said, we do personal readings. If you want one of those, if that one intrigued you so much, if this is the collective, imagine what we can do for you. Take care. We'll see you.
Blessings.
Oh, have a good full moon. Remember, the full moon's tomorrow. So do whatever you do that's full moon, even if it's ignore it. Bye.